Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. And I'm so glad to feature the Boys and Girls Club today. And I have the Director of Development with us, Jody Gempler. Hi, Jody.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm terrific. It's a beautiful day outside. Oh
It
my God.
is.
It's a perfect day to talk about the Boys and Girls Club of Ada County with you. Jody, these chamber check-ins have been great ways of connecting with our members, helping share their stories, their services and products, but most importantly, I love sharing the people. So why don't we start with you, Jody? Tell us a little bit about you, your history of work and background that led you to the Boys and Girls Club.
All right. Well, I came here, I actually I actually came from CWI. Before that, I had worked in healthcare for many years as a major gift officer, raising money for cancer research. And 11 years ago, when I had my first child, I was looking for a job where I could balance like work and life and being a mom. And I came across the Boys and Girls Club, and I left the hospital early. Like, I literally had a baby, went and had my interview here at Boys and Girls Club the next day. And I thought, oh, I'll work here for 2 years. And look at me now. I've been here 11 years, and it's just been an absolute joy working here. I love it.
What an incredible story, and a perfect fit for you as well. We were talking earlier, and you said, I didn't know if I was going to be here 11 years, but after the feeling that the career gives me, you're like, I can't leave. The social impact that you're making is huge. Anyway, for those that don't know about the Boys and Girls Club of Ada County, help share the origin story of this organization.
Okay. This organization actually started in 1997 here in Garden City. Was the very first location. And the mayor at the time, Ted Ellis, and the police chief were looking for a solution for juvenile crime. It was really high here. Businesses were getting graffitied, and the business community was really frustrated. And so they looked for solutions, and they came up with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. There were a couple key philanthropists that loaned money so we could get this building, and it was launched. And then soon after that, and when we were launched, juvenile crime went down 33% in the first year of our opening. So it was a great solution. Soon after, other communities wanted Boys and Girls Clubs. So Meridian followed, and then CUNA, and now we're up to 8 locations around Treasure Valley. So serving about 3,500 kids a year.
8 locations, almost 3,500 kids, Jody?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Lots of kids.
So
we actually fill up in the summer. Every summer, we're just completely full.
That's awesome. Those 8 locations across the Treasure Valley are situated in unique spaces, and that really need the service. And I really love how some of them are tied in with the schools. And we were talking a little bit about that, making those kids feel safe and secure in a space that they recognize and are comfortable with. I love that. That's just a perfect partnership. You mentioned some of the programs as we get started, when we were talking about feeding kids, but in your background, there's the and symbol, and we were talking a lot about that. So why don't we just dive right into the programs and services that you offer, Jody?
Yeah. So Boys and Girls Clubs are for any kid, any background, any child. My own kids go there. I completely trust the staff in the program. They do an excellent job. Ultimately, our goal is to give kids great childhoods and keep them safe, supervised, and fed. And we also have some really good programs such as STEM education, arts education, athletics, leadership building. There are just so many different opportunities that they get and experiences that they get here. It's a top-notch choice for any parent out there to put their kids in the Boys and Girls Club.
I love that. And with single parents and double parents that are working, more than just the 9 to 5, your hours of operation really help fill that void for those parents.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're open as early as 7 in the morning. You can drop off your children, and then we're open until 7 o'clock at night for a fee of only, after school care is $25 a week, and before and after school is $35 a week. And if you're 6th grade and older, it's free. completely free. So the community fully subsidizes our team program, which is a great resource. And we found if you start with the Boys and Girls Club when you're young, you tend to stick with the Boys and Girls Club when you're older. So it's just great.
Yeah, it is. And you have buses as well, right? You have
Do.
buses.
Yep. We bus to a lot of different locations. We're actually, one of our strategic priorities is to be even more accessible for kids. So we're looking at perhaps expanding our busing program or building out partnerships with schools so they can get their kids to us.
I love it. So I'm a dad of 3 kids. What is an experience for one of my kids? Let's say I drop them off at 7:00 in the morning. What's the day in the life of a kid that's going to Boys and Girls Club?
Day in a life. Well, I can explain a summer pretty well because I've seen my kids here quite a bit, and I will say my kids are both really great athletes. And I think it's because they didn't stay at home playing video games in the summer. They came to the club. I put a Fitbit on them and they were getting 30,000 steps a day and playing a really wide variety of sports. And it's like, well, no wonder they're good athletes. They're exposed to a lot of different sports and they get a lot of exercise every day. But they'll come in, we'll feed them, and then we're a choice-based organization. So after assembly, they pick different programs that they may want to go to. It could be a playground, it could be an art activity or a STEM activity, or it could be in our gym. So lots of different choices throughout the day. And they run the camps in the summer a little bit differently. Sometimes they are a camp where a kid can specialize in just athletic or just arts. I don't know if that's how they're going to do it this year. That's how it changes as we get new staff and they have different interest areas. But overall, they just try to keep them engaged, running around and having fun from morning until night. And then we feed them breakfast in the summer, breakfast, lunch, and a snack.
Okay.
All in that fee, all with that fee I told you. And
Wow.
we offer scholarships for any family that can't afford it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's incredible. How much room do you have or availability? I would imagine that you fill up. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's the downside of our programs is CUNA, for example, fills up in 17 minutes, leaving a really long waiting list for families who really need services. And I mean, we get calls the next day of parents crying, saying, I'm going to have to leave my kid home alone this summer. There's nothing for them to do and no place for them to go. And I think that's really what got us working on this CUNA Capital campaign, is really building this new building to have more space out there. But all of our programs fill up in the summer. Now, our school-based programs throughout the school year, we do have capacity to add more kids.
Okay.
So we do have that, but we do like to serve as many schools as possible. But yeah, summer fills up really fast. So if you're thinking about enrolling your kids, you need to do it the day we open, or the day registration goes live.
Okay. You mentioned CUNA and the new Boys and Girls Clubs facility out there. Help share where you're at with that. What is that all about? Square foot. Tell me everything.
Okay. So this dream actually started a long time ago with an amazing group of people who really wanted to see some change in CUNA. And it probably took 20 years to get to this point where we're building a building. But CSB found as a business, they couldn't retain employees because they didn't have enough childcare out there. And so they made a major gift to our organization of $4 million and said, can you build a building that will house from birth all the way to 18? And we said, yes, let's do it. So this was about a year ago. And we'll be building a 27,000 square foot building in CUNA. And it should be completed by sometime this summer, and ready for use. And we're so excited. It's such a dream come true. And it's so needed. CUNA does not have movie theaters. They don't have bowling alleys, swimming pools, malls, like a lot of the bigger cities around here do. And so it's just the kids really need this.
I had no idea about the partnership with CS Beef. We love what they're doing out there in CUNA. Steve Cherry sits on our board of advisors for the chamber. He's such a great guy and leader, and their team is incredible as well. thanks for connecting the dots for me. I'm gonna have to high five him when I see him next time.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How else can we help with that? How are you? Is the capital campaign still going? How can people connect with you?
So we still have about $1 million left to raise. We do have some pending asks out there that we're hopeful that they'll come through. But I have to say, from a development perspective and fundraising, raising money in Kuna is a lot harder than raising money in Boise. It just is. We've actually done really well and we've raised the money really quickly, but I would say it hasn't been my easiest thing I've ever taken on in my career, but it is probably one of the most rewarding things I've taken on. So how can you help? If you know anyone in Kuna, encourage them to just tell everyone that we're opening this summer. If they want to make a donation, it's $1,000 or more gets your name on our permanent donor wall in our building. We have naming opportunities for 25,000 and up, and you can't think of a better investment, especially out there for those kids. They really need it.
Where is it located?
It's off Mindy Road. So it's kind of in a neighborhood.
Okay.
Off Mindy. There's a park. We got lucky. We're right next to a park, so we'll be able to use that city park.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
And it's really strategically located where a lot of the elementary schools, they could walk there. There's a neighborhood there, so the kids can come after school. It's a good location.
Did we miss the groundbreaking? I think there was one.
Yeah, there was a groundbreaking, I think last June. June. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
but we will have you at the grand opening.
Okay. All right. Good. We're going to help be a part of that.
Yes, we would love that.
Let me know how I can help personally too, Jody. Maybe after this broadcast, we can get together and brainstorm a few ideas. I'm already thinking of a couple as well. Yeah. Okay. We talked about the capital campaign. Hey, let's talk a little bit about some of the real familiar events that people know and love. The Wild West auction comes to mind. Tell us a little bit about that and any other events that I'm missing.
Yeah, so our Wild West auction is our upcoming event coming up April 26th at the Boise Center. We only have 4 tables left to sell and we're sold out. So if you're still thinking about getting a table, get a table. It's such a fun event. We also sell tickets that can be purchased on our website. And the biggest thing that we need for that is just donations of anything, that we can sell the night of to make it a really vibrant, fun auction. But that auction's been going on for about 27 years. Over 1,000 people attend. It's sponsored by Wells Fargo, Lamb Weston, and a lot of other wonderful businesses in town. And quite frankly, that event really is a big chunk of our operating budget that comes from philanthropy. This event really keeps our doors open and really keeps kids safe after school, fed, supervised, and loved on, which is what we all want for the kids in our community.
I love it. I just by talking with you, I'm thinking the Boys and Girls Club, you have the 2 hands together as the logo, and it really should be like this catching hands, right? It's supporting and helping catch these kids and this future generation to help them on a different trajectory or on a positive trajectory. I just think it's awesome. The more I learn and the more I get to talk with you, Jody, I get to share as well.
Well, we should have you come be one thing that you might want to get connected in, or other chamber members, is we have a teen population who competes in our Youth of the Year event, which is a scholarship event for them to earn money for college or trade school. And we need mentors that come in that interview the kids, that can teach them how to do an interview, how to do a handshake, how to make eye contact, how to deliver a speech. And so we could definitely use your help there, or any of your members that would want to help with that. We'd love to have you. And then we also need judges who help judge the kids the night of, which is a really hard job because it's hard to pick among really great kids.
Jody, that's fantastic. Sign me up. I did a bunch of mock interviews for Life's Kitchen a few years ago.
We love that. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put you down.
And it was so fulfilling to see those kids that I was able to help coach in doing their interview process, see them getting jobs and seeing them in their workplace. Oh my gosh, so cool.
It's so fun, and they make so much progress. They go into an interview saying,
Yeah.
"Hi," and they can
Yeah.
barely look at you,
Yeah.
and then you just teach them the littlest things, and you just get to see them grow so much. It's really
Okay.
rewarding.
All right. Love to. Sign me up, Jody. I'm there. Hey, is there anything else while I have you that you'd like to educate the public on?
We are just really grateful for the support that we get from the public. I don't think people realize how much of our budget actually comes purely from philanthropy. We have very, very low membership fees. We offer scholarships, and we would not be here without our community. So just thank you everyone who supports us. We can't thank you enough, because you're the ones that actually make this happen. So thank you.
Well, Jody, on behalf of the chamber, thank you for all the work that you do, that your team does, your leadership, and the day-to-day operational crew, from the maintenance crew, the bus drivers, all the way to the executive leadership. The work that you're doing is so impactful. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a truly a joy.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to the email from you, Jody, to come do some interviews, and have a great spring weekend.
Yeah, you too, Paul. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.